Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Adrian Cross and you're watching Adrian's EP Reviews. Now in this video I'd like us to take a look at my most favourite top 10 Elvis concerts. Now this is just my opinion guys, I'm sure we'll probably not agree on what I think is good, you might think it's bad, whatever, it's just my opinion. But these are my most favourite top 10 Elvis concerts. So let's take a look first of all at number 10. And I've got Elvis's last performance in Indianapolis on the 26th of June. Now I love this set. This is a 2 CD book set that I bought quite a few years ago guys. And I have this down at number 10. I thought this was a pretty good performance. On CD1, you've got the pre-show with J.D. Sumner and the Sweet Inspirations. CD2 is the full show. Now for me, this is a pretty strong show from 1977, introducing a couple of songs that he'd not performed for quite a few years in the past, such as, let's see, I Can't Stop Loving You. I know he'd not performed that for quite a number of years. Now he's got Release Me on here as well, which, okay, he performed a few times in 1977 alongside Bridge Over Troubled Water. And they're all three very strong songs from 1977. And this is a fantastic show, in my opinion. And I've got that, guys, at number 10. Because I like some of the 77 shows, and this, for me, wouldn't probably be a normal choice for your average Elvis fan, but the thought of being able to spend the last night and the last show with Elvis, for me, would be enough on its own, but the show's pretty good, in my opinion. So that's number 10. Now at number 9, I've got this fantastic concert. So this is from 1976, and this is from Birmingham, Alabama, on the 29th of December 1976. Now for me, these shows at the latter end of 76 were very high energy shows and absolutely fantastic. And on this album, he sings The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, and a brilliant version of Unchained Melody, which makes this, for me, a fantastic show. Really, really do love the show, and he sings For the Good Times as well. So again, introducing a few songs that he hadn't sung in a number of years. This has got Gatefold, and that's the inside. But yeah, so that's definitely up there at number 9 for me. And like I said, that's Birmingham, Alabama at the Jefferson Coliseum Arena. And that is a brilliant, brilliant show. And I have that at number 9. So that's number 9. Number 8. You probably won't agree with me with this, guys, but for me, this is a fantastic show from 1973, brought alive with this new improved sound on this MRS. And this was taken from Lake Tahoe, the 3 AM show, on the 15th of May? Or yeah, anyway, fantastic show, absolutely brilliant show. Now this isn't open, as you can see, it's still in the plastic, but I have this on numerous different CDs, so I just thought we'll not open that. But that is definitely a fantastic show, and I have that down at number 8. Right. So then, at number 7, we have these shows. Now this is a beautiful little box set called the Asheville Marathon. Now the show that I like most of all on here is the closing show. It's quite a long show, and Elvis asks for the crowd's interaction and What Would You Like to Hear, which he carries on again in Las Vegas in August. They call the Request Box show in Vegas when he does the summer festival. But this is in July. Elvis performs so many different high energy shows, and if I weren't to choose the Asheville on the 24th of July 1975, then I think I'd probably choose the Uniondale on the 19th of July. Because again, such fantastic shows, very, very high energy shows. And for me, absolutely sensational little tour in July of 75. So that I have down for number 7. This is number 6. And this was released not too long ago from the MRS label. And this is Elvis live in Los Angeles. Now, this is a sensational show from the 11th of May 1974. Led Zeppelin was in the audience that night, so him and his guys were getting a lesson in how to perform for the public. And I just think that's an overall brilliant show. And that's, like I said, Los Angeles on the 11th of May 1974. And again, a fantastic looking gatefold. Yeah. So that's what I have for 6 in my top 6. Now we're into the top 5. This was the first vinyl purchase of 2025 for me, and even though it's a pre-owned album that was originally released in 1987, this was probably the first time I heard a good quality sound recording from 1975. At the time, I'd only got audio tapes, which you've seen in a previous video, and to be fair, they weren't all that good quality. So when I got this, I purchased this, not this particular album, but like I said, I owned this before. And when I purchased this back in 1987, this was the first time that I'd listened to a proper recording of Elvis live in 1975. And this just blew my mind when I got it back in 1987. And this is taken from tour number 14, which we've done a video recently on. And for me, this is as strong as the Huntsville shows, the Memphis show from that particular tour. Now, this is 2 halves making up one show. You've got Elvis live in Dallas and Elvis live in Shreveport. But for me, this has to be number 5 in my top 10 favourite Elvis concerts. Fantastic. Absolutely beautiful. Love that album. Now, top 4. Number 4 is the Memphis concert from 1974. For years I had the original one that from his original catalogue of albums, which is a much edited version of this concert. But obviously, this being an FTD, this is the full concert. And I purchased this last year, and I paid a lot of money for this album. But this is one of those that I just had to have the full show from Memphis on the 20th of March 1974. Absolutely fantastic, brilliant show. And I have that down at number 4 in my top 10 favourite Elvis concerts. Beautiful show, absolutely beautiful. Now, number 3 is the Madison Square Garden shows. Now, for years, I depended on the one that appears in Elvis's original catalogue from the 10th of June, the evening show, and I listened to that for years. I had that on vinyl, and I played the hell out of that. But in 1997, I think it was, we got another show from the Madison Square Gardens, and that was the afternoon show of the same day. And they simply called that an afternoon in the garden. So what that was the dinner show from the 10th of June. Now, up until that release, the original evening performance was a favourite of mine. I changed my mind and I prefer an afternoon in the garden simply because they've got a little bit of a different track listing on an afternoon in the garden. I really did like Reconsider Baby, and you get I'll Remember You on there as well. So for me, I love all of the Madison Square Garden shows, I really do, but my favourite has to be an afternoon in the garden, which again is the afternoon performance from the 10th of June, which we've all seen some sort of footage, I'm sure, with him in the blue jumpsuit. So I have the Madison Square Garden shows down at number 3 in my most favourite Elvis concerts. The next two were hard for me to decide because they're both worthy of the top number 1 spot. But again, this is my opinion, and I have number 2, Aloha from Hawaii. Now, I bought this set last year. This is from Sony Legacy, but I got the FTD version before I bought this one. Now, I got this one because of the comments that I was getting when I did the review of the FTD, saying this from Sony Legacy is a much better buy because not only do you get the CDs and the booklet, you get the Blu-ray as well. So that sold it for me. So I've got the FTD version, but this is the Sony Legacy version, and I'm showing you this one because this is definitely better than the FTD because of the Blu-ray. And I have Aloha from Hawaii at number 2 in my most favourite concerts. Now, if I'm totally honest, I prefer the rehearsal show, and I know quite a few fans do, but that's just my preference. I love both shows, but I have to say my favourite is the rehearsal show from the 12th of January. When I was a little boy, and videos were in its infancy, I can remember my mum and dad buying me the Aloha from Hawaii on VHS. Now, it's a really bad copy, to be honest. The quality wasn't that fantastic at all. And you guys might remember this. On the front cover, there were a picture of Elvis in his Indian feather jumpsuit, and on the back there were a little headshot of Elvis in his 60s with the red jacket. I don't know if you guys remember that particular video. And I know back in the early 80s when that was purchased for me, I know it cost a lot of money. I want to say it were about £40. Now, if you can imagine buying a videotape for £40 in 1981, 82, really bad, really expensive. But I played the hell out of that videotape, and I think that's probably where the love for the rehearsal show comes, because obviously that was the rehearsal show on that tape. It wasn't the live one from the 14th. Anyway, guys, I'm waffling. So I have this down at number 2, but definitely worthy of the number 1 spot in my eyes. So with this being number 2, can you imagine what I have for number 1? Now, if you can see across my arm, you can probably tell what it is already, but I have Elvis's greatest concert for me is Pittsburgh 1976. Now, absolutely love this concert, and like I said, this is my most favourite concert probably to date. I've been aware of this for years. The first time I got this was on a little audio tape back in the mid-80s, and I thought it was a good show then. Then we've had a couple of different releases, haven't we? We had the FTD version of the CD, and then a bit later on we got Backdraft, didn't we, with the CD, DVD and book in a hard slim box case. And I have that in the room, and we do watch that every New Year's Eve. But this is my most favourite concert of Elvis's. So you've seen this already, guys. I've featured it on a couple of videos already. We don't need to say much about this, do we? Fantastic show, taking us in to 1977. Gatefold, that's the design on the inside. A lot of people seem to think that this is the last of Elvis's greatest shows. I know a lot of fans think that. I don't particularly share that opinion. I think with the vast amount of shows I have from 1977, including the number 10 that I've showed you there, Elvis's last performance, I do think there are some great shows from 77. Again, just my opinion. I know we're all got us different opinions, guys, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, so that's my top 10 favourite Elvis concerts. What do you think, guys? Have I got it completely wrong? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment, will you? I'd love to hear from you. What's your favourite Elvis concerts? Are they in this? Are there something completely different to these? It'd be interesting to find out. But anyway, guys, that's the video for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Until we see you again, take care. Bye-bye for now.